Welcome back, my DIY nomads. It is a very, well, actually for the last, I don't know, week or so, it's been really windy, grey, weather's been on and off. Yeah, the weather's just been a bit odd. It's stormy, but like not stormy. And what I thought I'd do in today's video is finally cap off this series. Someone mentioned actually in the comments that they're like, oh, wasn't this meant to take a month? And like, yeah, no, it was. Of course it was meant to take a month, but obviously I'm releasing the videos over a period of time, so it's not going to come out as if like one-to-one scale of my time scale and everything. Like, I have spent 2.5 weeks doing this with the potential of having a week, just over a week, to do the paragliding trip, which I missed the other week. So this was all done within 2.5 weeks, and yeah, today I'm just going to show you around basically what is my finished campervan conversion for, I think it was 130 something pounds. I'll run through the budget with you guys, where all the money went. But apart from that, here is a little tour of my super budget 1K conversion. I mean, I'm not going to lie, there isn't much to show you around, but we've got my wonky door kitchenette area over here. We've got my awesome bed, like a foldable bed with plenty of under storage as well. I never managed to cover the wheel arches with what I had left. I couldn't find a good way to do that with the budget. But one thing I haven't shown you is I've added like this sort of lining for the roof. I found this like bit of navy stretch fabric on Facebook Marketplace going for like a couple of quid. And these are my screws that are holding it in. I've made some washers out of the aluminium tape that I use for the insulation, just trying to save costs wherever I can. But it's great because it makes it look so much nicer instead of having all the insulation on show. But the lights are behind it, so I'll show you what it looks like when I turn those on. So when you're trying to cozy down for the evening, I've got my little remote to those LED lights I got. You can just, ooh, look at that. So they shine through the fabric because the fabric's really thin, and it just gives a really nice effect. Super chill in here, really nice and relaxing. Cozy place to go to sleep, really. On my little kitchenette, I had one of those L brackets, so what I did is I just screwed it on the top there so that it's latched, so it doesn't open while I'm driving. There's my water tank, cookers. Put that up top. I can put my cookers back inside, close that up. I'm ready to go. Nice and easy with a sink with the pipe that goes out through the bottom. Now I know how some of you mentioned about like grey waste, like what you would do with it. If my pipe's going to the outside, surely you're not allowed to do that in a lot of places. And that's true, like in a lot of campsites they won't allow you just to dump your grey waste out onto the campsite, because obviously if people are camping there, they don't want to end up setting up a tent in someone else's waste. But what you can do is use it where you're allowed to, and if you need to, you can put like a little bucket or like shallow trough thing underneath to collect all of that water if you need be, and then you can dump it in the usual areas where they dump grey waste. On the back of this door I've got my little cooking table, so just undo this little bit of string, boom, ready to go. I can just put my cooker up there and make anything I need to. And because it's outside like this, I know if it was raining it'd be a bit annoying, but I can't really cook inside safely or unless I want to put loads of steam everywhere, so this is really the only option I'm going for at the moment with my budget. Up front, not a lot has changed, it's just stayed the same old cabin. I couldn't in the budget find a latch to hook the bed up, so unfortunately that's just the way it's going to sit, and I wouldn't feel safe taking a passenger here. So at the moment this is a passengerless campervan. If you just put in an extra few quid you could find yourself a latch, but for the budget I'm completely out of money, so I can't afford to do that. Now I used some of the insulation roll to make this windscreen cover, and it works perfectly. It's just as good as any of those other like super reflective ones you get from like Argos or anything like that. Does the job, gives me a bit of privacy when I'm sleeping, and will reflect some of the heat. I need to do a proper video to test out all these insulators, like this double bubble foil, Celotex, the wool stuff. There's also this really awesome stuff that I've seen online. I can't remember the name of it off my head, but I want to test that out. I want to give them a proper test run, try out like a HughTube scientific level test video, and see how they do, how they perform. But yeah, this stuff gets slated a lot, as it's slated as like not actually being an insulator at all. It's just sort of really a vapor barrier. But I would really actually like to see it, because a really cool channel called Greg Virgo. I'm really sorry if that's not how you say your surname, Greg. He explains how this stuff is really just as good as a vapor barrier, because there isn't really any R value stuff online. And it's very hard to get any information about it, which is fair enough. But it'd be great to actually test it and actually get a definitive answer to say whether don't bother using the stuff or actually it's a hidden gem. So it'd be good to test that out in another video. Most important part of this camper van though, up on this parcel shelf, is the spare toilet roll. Absolute lifesaver in so many situations. What I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to overlay an image of the whole budget laid out. This is the cost of everything that I put into it. As you, from probably watching the series, you also recognise that I did like try and hunt around and find some extra spares and bits and sort of like a few screws. I've taken apart a few things that I managed to get for free from recycling centres so that I could get hinges and other stuff like that, which are absolute lifesavers. But yeah, apart from that, this is the budget. This is everything I spent. And I've just come in on budget. It has been so close. You guys literally, I'm sure a few of you won't actually believe me on how close this was, but really, honestly, I tried so hard to make sure that it was bang on. I was keeping a really close eye on it when we got close to the end, and that is genuinely how much I spent on this camper van. The only qualm about that was that I bought the 12 volt cigarette lighter extender thing, which I didn't end up using in the end. So technically I guess I did spend more money, but like the money that went into the buying the van and actually converting the van did not exceed over £1,000. I just reused that cigarette lighter extender somewhere else. Also guys, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. It helps so much, and I can't believe we've passed the 15,000 subscriber point. That's amazing. I'm hopefully in the next few weeks going to give some updates on in regards the unit, the possible HughTube headquarters, where we'll be able to do some van conversions properly there. Now that we've got this van, I'm going to do the little trip in it, but I want to use this van as my test van, my go-to van to try out theories, try out experiments, anything like that. So is there anything you guys might want to see? I'm going to do an insulator test next week. A real world test, but I mean we could do a proper test on the camper van. It might cost a bit more, so I might have to wait a few weeks to get some money up for that, but we could try it out, testing out the temperature when there's just Celotex used, or just that double bubble foil, which is what it is at the moment. Or is there a particular layout that you might want to see, like a mountain bike layout, one that I can design to be just particularly designed for one person to go away for a weekend mountain biking, or even paragliding, or even like hydrofoiling or kite surfing, like one particular sport that we could do like a little caddy small combo camper conversion build around, where budget really isn't an issue, but I will definitely keep it down. I won't be like spending thousands, it'll only be like a couple extra hundred, but that'd be quite good to test. I think it'd be a really good, like, it's a great size of van and really useful, and it'd be good to do some tests on it. So let me know in the comments below, but I'm going to stop rambling, so I'll catch all of you DIY nomads next week.